Today I'm going to show you how to make a dog toy using a water bottle and some felt. But before we get started, I just wanted to remind everybody that to match this week's Take and Make craft, we have a special story walk that is up on the nature trail behind the library. Now the nature trail is about half a mile long and it goes in a full loop right around the library. And along the route, you'll see different pages from a book called Lone Wolf, which is pretty neat because it's about a book. It's a book about a husky, and I actually have a husky. So I like that story a lot, and I hope that you do too. So this craft is pretty easy. In your Take and Make bag that you can pick up at the Columbus or Saluda Library, you have all these materials. So you have a water bottle that still has water in it. So before this craft, you'll need to drink all of the water first. That way your container is empty because dogs like the sound of that plastic when it crackles like that, okay? And you'll also want to remember to remove the cap because we don't want your dog to get sick by accidentally eating this. Okay, so I'm gonna take that off and I'm gonna put it over to the side. And I'm also gonna take off this wrapper from the water bottle. I'm gonna use a pair of scissors to do that, but it peels off pretty easily. That's just another thing that probably doesn't taste so good to your dog, so you wanna make sure that you take that off. Also, if you have a dog at home that you want to make this dog toy for, that's great, but if not, you can always make this and donate your dog toy to the Foothills Humane Society or to somebody who has a dog. So I'm sure they will love it. All right, you can also, since the lid is off of this now, you can put dog treats in here if you want. I would recommend only putting like 2 or 3 so that it makes noise when you shake it. And it's okay that you leave the top of the bottle off even with the dog treats because we're gonna make sure that the felt closes it up. But that way they can still smell the treats. Okay, so inside your bag you've got a big piece of red felt. And you're going to set your water bottle on the middle of it and just hold up the sides, okay? Now this whole piece is going to go right around your bottle, so it'll end up having a nice little frayed top, and we'll fold in all the edges. But you can either choose to fray your edges or you can tie them with another piece of felt. So we have a piece of felt in your bag that's a long strip. So I'm gonna cut my long strip, but your strip is already cut for you. And it looks like this, and felt stretches. So after we get our bottle into our felt and it's folded the way that we want it, we're gonna tie this around the outside in a knot so that it stays secure. All right, so for this one, my edges are a little bit longer, and that's okay. If they're shorter, this also works. But I'm just gonna start tying, and the bottle may slip to start off with. I'm gonna start tying my felt. Let's see. I'm gonna fold up my edges first, all the way around. And when you get to the side and you've got some that's sticking out, I just like to tuck it back in. Okay, so you can tuck it in. That way it's not coming anywhere, but you can kind of hear that sound that your dog's gonna love, right? All right, so I've got this, and I may not even want to tie the top. You can just to secure it a little more, or you can use your extra piece to tie around it. Now remember, if you put dog treats in this, they'll also stay in your bottle nice and secure, which is good. All right, so I've tied my one piece of felt around like a ribbon. I'm gonna go ahead and put a knot in that just to secure it and make the toy last a little bit longer. My dog loves to eat toys like this, so they don't last very long with my dog. But the good news is after you make this, you'll know how to make another one. So, all right, so I'm gonna make this into a bow just to make it kind of pretty. Oops. Yeah. Can hear the crackle sound, and there we go. Now the bow looks pretty. If you don't want to tie a bow, that's okay. You can just trim off your edges, but there's my bow. And then if I wanted to tie some knots in the top of this, that's okay too. That's just going to make it hold together a little better. Okay, so you can go all the way around and do that. And it's also going to help your treats stay inside too, because as of right now, your treats, you can see the top of my water bottle, they would just dump out. So by tying the top closed, you're going to keep your treats in there a little bit longer. Okay, and I'm just doing one little tie all the way across. That way it's not too hard for your dog to get the treats out, but it takes them a little bit longer. All right. So I've got one more that I'm going to tie. Oops. All right, and there we go. So now my toy crackles. And if I had treats inside, you could hear them shake up and down. So I would toss this on the floor and let my dog go after it. So I hope your animal has fun with this.